Let's have a conversation about Shopify Amazon integration. How does it work? How to sell your Shopify products on Amazon. This is really important because those are the two top platforms nowadays when we talk about e-commerce. So you got to have a clear idea about how to do the Shopify Amazon integration. I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sir Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about Shopify Amazon integration, one of my favorite topics, because those two platforms constitute the fulcrum of the global marketplace when it comes to e-commerce, right? So how does Shopify Amazon integration work? How to sell your Shopify products on Amazon, okay? So the first thing you need to think about is the benefits. Because I want you to have a clear idea about the benefits. How merchants benefits from Shopify Amazon integration. Well, if you're a Shopify seller, you have a successful line of products, you should have no issue being profitable on Amazon, right? Now, the thing here is that you have to actually have the right tactics though. You need to have the right tactics. Now, one thing you need to understand is that it's not about the popularity of the product itself. It's about the target audience. It's all about niching down. It's all about expanding to Amazon and offering those same products there, but taking into account the evolving trends in your niche. Okay, are you selling to a young audience? Are you selling to an adult audience? Are you selling to a middle-aged audience? What kind of audience are you talking about? Okay, and when it comes to benefits of Shopify Amazon integration, well, again, you have to think about three things. And what we really believe, the trifecta, we have the popularity increase, because displaying products on both your website and Amazon takes a massive contribution to actually increasing the profile of your products, right? So your products becomes overnight very popular. Okay, you also have an alternative solution. So if something goes on with your Shopify store with your website, you have a backup plan. Think about it that way. You have a backup plan, a very powerful one at that. Okay, so Amazon will come in, your Amazon store will come in as a backup plan. And when we talk about conversion optimization, this is kind of cool also because you're able actually to constantly piggyback on whatever traffic is coming from Shopify or Amazon. Okay, now granted, you're depending on your SEO, but also depending on your resources in terms of Facebook ads or Amazon ads or YouTube ads or Google ads. Depending on those things, your traffic on your Shopify traffic might be bigger or smaller than your Amazon traffic. So it's really important to have those two legs from the same strategy. Shopify Amazon, okay? Now I want to talk to you about the selection. So first you need to choose if you want to actually sell your Shopify products on Amazon. You need to choose which product to list on Amazon, right? But remember, you don't have the same restrictions that you have once you want to go to Amazon to sell. You have to think about the restrictions there, right? Now, the fact that you are already able to manage the sale of multiple products on Shopify means that you should find success on Amazon as well. However, think about it. Amazon is a different environment, so it's worth doing some research to see which of your products will perform best on their sites. Now, you have a lot of products, a lot of software tools out there that can help you actually do that research, okay? Or you can do it manually too. As a matter of fact, if you have a one line of products that is, I would say, overall uniform, you can do this manually. But if you have different products that target different niches, then you want to use software tools. Okay, you can use AMZ Scout, for example. They do a really good job in terms of giving you the kind of intelligence, market intel in terms of what can work on Amazon, what is gated, what is not gated, because you have to think about ungating or gating too, because Amazon has this sort of restriction where they are protecting certain core products, okay? And they are totally right to do that. So you need to choose which product to list on Amazon, okay? And when we talk about Amazon, here are some of the top selling items. You have face masks, you have nail polish, hair care products, fitness items, yoga mats, water bottles, exercise bands, games and puzzles, board games, and laptop skins. Now, the good thing is that Amazon has this bestseller category where you can see what's really happening, okay? And you also have camera and photos. You have electronics, you have handmade pet supplies, books, okay? You have toys and games, video games, books, clothing, shoes, and jewelry, home and kitchen. So there is a large constellation of items that are popular at any time on Amazon, and you also have to think about seasonality here, right? Because you have to think about cyclicality and seasonality, and you have seasonality at the overall economy level, but also within your particular niche. Okay, so during the holidays, you have a general seasonality, right? Sales tend to go up during the holidays, October, November, but during let's say from January, February, you might have also a hike. It depends again on the niche that you are talking to, the niche that you are addressing. Now, you need to actually, here are the requirements to integrate Shopify with Amazon. And you need to study those requirements, okay? Well, you need to have an active Amazon professional seller account along with your active Shopify store. So both have to be active, okay? And you really have to have the active account. So in order to get an Amazon account, you need to go through something called a tax interview, which is basically just a straightforward questionnaire, okay? You also need to have the necessary bank accounts. So if you want to sell in the US, you'll need to have a US bank account where Amazon can transfer your earnings. You also need another bank account, which doesn't have to be US based account for the changes, okay? And the cool thing is, if you are a US citizen, you can actually use the same account for both, okay? Make sure the currency your products are sold in matches the Amazon marketplace you choose to sell on. So for instance, if you're selling on Amazon Germany, you want to actually set the currency to be Euro, or Amazon France. Okay, if you're in the UK, it has to be the pound. Okay, so your return policy must be equivalent to Amazon's return policy. Okay, so depending on, let's say, which product you're selling, you may need to get an approval for Amazon to sell on their platform. This is what I was talking to you earlier about ungating. You need to request. We have covered this topic on another show, and this is important. Now, here are the list of categories and products that require approval. Okay, so you have holiday selling requirements in toys and games, Amazon Watch warranty. Okay, you have to think about that. Video, DVD, Blu-ray. Okay, made in Italy, for example, or made in France. If you have streaming media players, okay, you have healthcare products, you have personal safety and household products. You have collectible coins. Okay, so there is a long list of items that require ungating, and it's very important to take this carefully, because otherwise you're not going to be able to sell. Remember, when you were selling on your own website, there was no problem, right? You could sell whatever you want to sell as long as you're not selling anything criminal. But now that you want to move on to Amazon, Amazon is a different ecosystem. They have their own rules, they have their own regulations, and if you want to play on their turf, you better really understand those are the rules of the game, and you better abide by those rules. So this is really important, and you have to think about that and constantly. Now, let me give you the step-by-step. What you need to follow if you want to sell your Shopify products on Amazon, okay? So how do you sell on Amazon via Shopify? There are basically four basic steps. First, you want to check the eligibility and category approval. Okay, so you want to check their requirements below to know whether you are eligible or not. So sign up for a professional seller account on Amazon Seller Central. You already know how it works, right? Be aware that Amazon will charge a monthly subscription fee. It's about $40, $39.99. Okay, Make sure that you sell your items in USD on Amazon.com or in Canadian dollar on Amazon.ca. Okay, you can only sell on the Amazon sales channel with the region that matches your store currency on Shopify. Very important. Make sure that your return policy is at least as good as Amazon's or even better. And you are on an active Shopify plan. It has to be active. No free trial. Okay, so this is really important to specify. Now, after having a professional seller account, you need to get approval from Amazon that your product fits the category. To check whether your products require approval or not, you need to see if they are gated or ungated. Step number 2. So step number 1, check the eligibility and category approval. Step number 2, you want to add Amazon as a sales channel. Okay, so you can add Amazon as a sales channel on your Shopify account. Okay, directly from the Shopify admin. So you just need to log into the Shopify admin, and you will see the sales channel. And you click Amazon, you add the channel, and you click connect to Amazon. And you just have to take care of the user permissions also. Okay, but that's pretty straightforward. Step number 3, you need to create an Amazon listing offer. In other words, your Shopify products are not automatically listed on Amazon when you activate the Amazon sales channel. Remember, those are 2 different ecosystems. Okay, so you have 3 ways basically to start selling products on the Amazon sales channel. So you can either create and manage listings to sell on Amazon if the product you sell is new on Amazon. Okay, so you just go into your Shopify admin, you go to Amazon, you select create listing, and then you just follow through the processes. Okay, and then you'll be prompted to actually publish at the end. So when you click publish, when the process is complete. So that's the first way. You can also create an offer for your product if your product is the same as the product which is being sold on Amazon. Okay, and the third way is you can link Shopify to your existing Amazon listings if the product you provide is being sold on Amazon. Okay, so those are the 3 things you can do. Yeah, note though, you can also unlink all of the link variants for a product on the edit listing page. Again, everything happens in your Shopify dashboard. Step number 4, you need to manage inventory listings. Okay, inventory settings rather. So this is also really important. So when we talk about every customer viewing your listings or offers on Amazon can see the availability of inventory quantities for each variance, right? So it's really important. So 2 ways for you to go when it comes to inventory settings management. You can either harness the inventory tracking settings to sync your product inventory on Amazon, or even better, you can manage the inventory quantity manually if you don't sell a lot of products. Okay, if you only sell less than 10 products, it's totally manageable. Okay, so the first option is you want to sync inventory on Amazon. So the cool thing is that the system will automatically sync your Shopify product inventory to Amazon based on the product inventory policy if you choose the use Shopify inventory settings option. Okay, so because Shopify will track the product inventory, and you can either say Shopify tracks this product inventory or do not track inventory. It's totally up to you. So you can do the sync inventory on Amazon, or you can manually manage inventory. Okay, it's totally possible to manage the inventory manually on Amazon. So the set number of inventory quantities sold on Amazon is kept separately from Shopify's. In other words, if a product is sold on Amazon, its quantity decreases on Amazon and on the Amazon listing details page, but not on Shopify. Okay, I've said this before. Those 2 platforms have actually built totally separate processes because they want to protect their turf. Okay, so you can select the manually manage inventory option when creating or editing a listing, or you can fill in the quantity to sell on Amazon. Okay. And then step number 5, actually there's a 5th step that you need to think about. You want to fulfill orders. So you can keep track of all of the Amazon orders right in the orders section in the Shopify admin. Okay. The cool thing is Amazon will mark these orders so you can see, okay, so by fulfilling Amazon orders on Shopify admin, the status of the orders will be automatically updated with the same fulfillment date on both Shopify and Amazon Seller Central. This is really important. Okay, so while filling Amazon orders in Shopify, make sure that you follow Amazon selling policies and label orders as performed in Shopify within the timelines of Amazon. So in other words, you don't actually you haven't signed up with FBA, so you're doing the fulfillment yourself, or you're actually outsourcing the fulfillment to a third party. Okay, so while customers will only receive the order notifications from Amazon, you as a merchant, you will receive notifications from both Amazon and Shopify. Please note that you cannot integrate Amazon sales channel orders with FBA. Okay, therefore you need to manually fulfill orders in your Shopify admin. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are also having a conversation today about Shopify Amazon integration. How do you sell your Shopify products on Amazon, okay? And we want to talk now about listings. How do you adapt your Shopify listings to Amazon? And this is important. Now, if you have had, let's say, a successful Shopify store, you probably optimize your listings according to Google SEO needs, right? The issue is that Amazon has its own search algorithm. Yeah. So it's really important for you to actually make sure that the keywords you have included in your listings are search terms that people actually use on Amazon when they're looking for products to purchase, right? And this is actually important in terms of laying the foundation for, I would say, for future growth. So using the right keywords will determine how many searches your product appears in. Also, getting consistent sales for a search term that's included in your listing is what gives you higher organic rankings on Amazon. And this is the spot where you want to be at. You want to have higher organic rankings. Very important. Okay, so there are tools, actually. There are a lot of tools out there that actually automate the whole process. You don't have to do these things manually, okay? And you're able to actually, just put in the ASIN number, and then the tool will take care of everything, okay? And you can actually locate all of the relevant high volume keywords in your niche, and you can make sure that you include them throughout your listings, including the product title, bullet points, product description, and the back end of your listing. Okay, and the cool thing is there's no need to repeat them, since there's no benefit to keyword stuffing. In other words, you have a keyword showing up multiple times. Okay, also make sure that you include the keywords in a very organic way, so that the listing copy still makes sense and relays the relevant information to the customer. In other words, your copy has to be clean, it has to be smooth, it has to read like a human being actually has written it, not as like a robot has actually put together like a couple of keywords, trying to game the system, trying to game Amazon's algorithm. You don't want to do that, okay? So it has to be smooth, it has to be fluent, it has to be flowing. Very important. One thing I also need to say here is that you constantly want to test things before rolling the whole thing out. Okay, you can do A/B testing to see which works. Okay, you can roll out a few products before you roll out the whole inventory that you have on Shopify or that you want to sell on Amazon. Okay, so you always want to start step by step. I want to talk to you now about software, and I've been talking to you about software all along. The cool thing is, if you have fewer than 10 products, it's totally manageable to do things manually, okay? However, if you have, let's say you have a 10 to 200 or 11 to 100 or, thousands of products. I don't know. Are you even doing drop shipping? This further complicates things in terms of tracking inventory. So you need software to actually do the whole thing. Luckily for you, I'm going to share with you in today's conversation a few software tools that can help you do Shopify Amazon integration in some way, shape, or form. Okay. The first thing is we have the Spreader app, Amazon Importer. So this app, as you can see on the screen, is actually available on the Shopify app market and the Shopify, in their app marketplace. It's a great app. It can help you do a lot of Shopify Amazon integration. You also have Amazon and eBay by Codisto. Okay, this is also a great app also that does the work very well. Again, we're trying to automate things from Shopify to Amazon here, right? So you don't spend time until midnight trying to track your keywords and trying to track your ASIN numbers. Okay, you can also use Amazon Import and Sync. Okay, this is also a great app that helps the Amazon sellers, but also Shopify sellers. You have Zonify Amazon Dropshipping. It's a great app also that can help you. You have Amazon FBA Shipping by ByteStand, another great tool. Actually, ByteStand has a lot of apps. If you go to the Shopify app marketplace, you see a lot of apps by ByteStand. Okay, they do a lot of good apps though. You also have Buy Now button. So you have Amazon and more. Okay, so all these apps, if you go on Shopify, in the Shopify App Store or App Marketplace, whatever they call it, you basically have those apps there. Okay, you have Auto Multichannel Fulfillment. That's another one, not a great one. You have Sellbrite. Now Sellbrite does a lot more than Shopify Amazon integration. It's one of the best tools here as long as you have the resources. Okay, so keep in mind this software tools are not actually indicated in a specific order. No, this is not a ranking. Okay, and I'm just trying to give you an idea. Okay, you also have a Joe Lister. You have Easy Amazon Selling. It's another great platform also. Or you can just go to a Shopify app store and just type in Amazon integration. If you tap Amazon integration, you'll have a list of all the apps that do the work. And just from there, just read the reviews. You also want to see the number of reviews also. You can read the content of the reviews and then take it from there. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was talking to you about Shopify Amazon integration, how it works, how do you sell your Shopify products on Amazon. So I talked to you about the benefits, the selection, the requirements, the step-by-step, the listings, and the software tools that you might want to contemplate. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.